Guys, how's everybody doing tonight? So I want to do another video. It's been a really busy day. I had an interview over in Castle Rock today, so that's about an hour away, and we talked about this was another interview for a second job. So that is a good situation there. And I also had to deal with the divorce stuff today that I wanted to talk about. And then I just finished a class about trauma for girls, right? Girls who have gone through trauma and other women, but I think of girls when I think of what happened to me and how to talk to your younger self. So there's a song, I thought it was by Jason Gray, maybe Mercy Me, Dear Younger Me. And we did this in one of our classes, writing a letter to yourself when you were younger, writing about how you felt, even thinking about like the temperature in the room, with certain things that had happened and connecting to yourself very good. I mean, like really well. And so the common thread I had in this was just, growing up and being like a people pleaser and really coming to the common thread is coming to a place to stand for myself, to have that self-development cultivated and nurtured. And that's something I do now. And so this kind of runs along with the divorce. So I had talked to Kevin Leandro today via email, and we talked about coming to some kind of agreement where I could remove the cross petition that I had put in. And the reason why I had put the cross petition in is basically because my husband has not been telling the truth. None of the facts have been there. These are files. These are public files with people divorcing for certain reasons. So he just wants to be like, okay, there's really nothing there. It's just irreconcilable differences. That's all. Nothing really happened. It's just we can't get along, and that is so far from the truth. And, there was definitely domestic abuse there. He assaulted me. It's right in front of his face. It's right there in a police email I sent to Kevin Leandro. There's no way to get out of that. That is pretty black and white. I mean, that's not like a misunderstanding. That's like pretty clear, right? So, I told Kevin, I will always be Ben's friend. I will stand up for the truth. I do not believe in divorce unless it's something major like, he had said sorry. I have it in a text. And there's so much proof, And I forgave him. Nobody's looking at anything, not even the court. They're not even looking at like, okay, you said you were left in your truck. Why was that? What was going on? Nobody's asked for the truth there. I just had a pre-trial that I didn't realize I had to ask for witnesses in the final hearing. So I put in another objection to that. And, it's just, you think about divorce and it's like taking a knife, right? It's just like taking a knife and just cutting, a piece of you off, pretty much. So, so it's just, he just wants a divorce, and God hates divorce. He absolutely hates it. And there's a lot of things God hates, okay? He doesn't like women getting pushed around. He doesn't like a lot of things. But divorce is a huge, huge thing, right? And, you don't want to drag each other in the mud. You really don't want to do that. But, he doesn't want to admit that he pushed me. And that was the beginning of the breakdown of a marriage. And, I don't know what else to say except I'm not going to agree. I'm not going to agree with, saying, oh, it's just this when it wasn't. It's truly a fault divorce. He truly pushed me and he started this and, he wasn't happy and, and then I gave him a chance and he turns around and he lies about the whole thing in Colorado. I have in writing that we agreed I would come here So he has twisted everything left and right. I will always love him, but yeah, he doesn't want to take any responsibility for his actions. So, as you grow in this trauma, this is what I was going to share. As you grow, you learn to say yes to yourself. You learn, rather than being a people pleaser and trying to make this person happy or that person happy, you're like, I'm going to say yes to me. And that's what a lot of divorce is. It is saying, I'm not going to continue to let you disrespect me. I'm not going to continue to let you lie all the time. And yeah, so it's really healthy for women to go through a class like this and really definitely stand up for yourself. It's important. So, yeah, so there's a couple other things going on in my life, but I will share that another time and just encourage women to get in there, get in a class with other women, um, and try to live. Christ talks about kingdom living. Try to live like that. Blessed are the meek, the peacemakers, all those. That's what makes you happy. So I just tried to make peace with my husband. And, Kevin was just like, oh, it's been hard for him to make this decision, but he's made it. You know what? That has nothing to do with reconciliation. He's like, there's going to be no reconciliation. It's like, that is not biblical at all. So I'm not going to agree with any of this sinful stuff. I just don't agree with it. And, even though you want peace and even though you don't want to go through the mud with one another, you have to still stand on your convictions. As a Christian, this is definitely not biblical. And that's kind of where you have to stand. So, okay, thanks for joining me, guys. My phone is stuck.